The Vengeance of the Spirit. The village of Dhanpur was known for its dense forests and mysterious tales. But the most terrifying story of all was the vengeance of the spirit, a tale that haunted the villagers for generations. Sapna was a beautiful and kind-hearted girl who lived in Dhanpur with her parents. Her laughter filled the village with joy. Her father was a farmer, and her mother a homemaker. Sapna was pure-hearted and always full of life. But her life was not meant to be a simple one. Near the village there was an ashram where 3 so-called sages lived: Baba Rudranand, Baba Kalicharan, and Baba Tejgiri. On the outside, they appeared to be spiritual leaders, but in reality, they were frauds who manipulated villagers through superstition, extorting wealth while hiding their dark practices. One day, while collecting firewood in the forest, Sapna encountered these 3 men. They found her alone and seized the opportunity to drag her to their ashram. Sapna screamed, cried, and pleaded, but their hearts were filled with nothing but evil. They violated her and then strangled her to death. To erase all evidence, they threw her lifeless body into an old well deep in the forest. When Sapna didn't return home, the villagers assumed she had been attacked by wild animals. But what those wicked sages didn't realize was that the soul of the girl they had murdered would not rest in peace so easily. Strange events began occurring in the village days later. At night, eerie cries echoed from the well where Sapna's body had been dumped. Those who dared to go near claimed they saw a shadowy figure wrapped in a white sari. Fear spread among the villagers, and they soon realized that Sapna's spirit had not left. The 3 sages, sensing the disturbance, grew uneasy. One night, Baba Rudranand felt a presence in his ashram. When he turned around, Sapna stood before him, dressed in white, her hair disheveled, her eyes burning red, and a chilling smile on her lips. He tried to chant a mantra, but his voice froze in his throat. The spirit of Sapna floated toward him, her eyes piercing his soul. Moments later, his screams filled the night. The next morning, his body was discovered. His eyes wide open in terror, his face drained of all color. The villagers believed he had died of natural causes. But Baba Kalicharan and Baba Tejgiri knew better. Sapna had returned for vengeance. Baba Kalicharan, the most cunning of the 3, believed he could overpower the spirit with his black magic. One night, he conducted a ritual, attempting to summon and trap Sapna's spirit. As soon as the ritual began, a storm erupted. Candles flickered and then extinguished, leaving the room in darkness. A haunting laughter echoed through the air. Baba Kalicharan broke into a cold sweat. He felt a presence behind him. Turning slowly, he saw Sapna's terrifying form, her nails sharp as claws, her fiery eyes locked onto him. Before he could react, she lifted him into the air, her grip crushing his throat. His screams were muffled as his bones snapped. His lifeless body fell to the ground, his soul condemned to eternal torment. Now, only Baba Tejgiri remained. He knew his time was running out. Terrified, he planned to flee the village, but Sapna's spirit wouldn't let him escape. That very night, as he walked through the forest, a familiar voice called out, "Baba, where are you going in such a hurry?" His blood ran cold. He turned, but saw nothing. Then, from above, he heard a rustling noise. Looking up, he saw Sapna sitting on a tree branch, her glowing red eyes locked onto him, a sinister smile on her lips. "Baba, you must die too," she whispered. Before he could move, his feet were paralyzed. Sapna's spirit glided toward him. "You destroyed my life, Baba. Now, I will make sure your soul never finds peace." His agonized screams filled the forest. By morning, his corpse was discovered. His skin had turned blue, his eyes bulging out in horror. Sapna had avenged herself, but the villagers still felt her presence. The elders decided to perform a grand ritual to grant her spirit peace. As sacred chants echoed through the village, Sapna's spirit felt a strange calmness. For the first time, she was free. A final glimpse of her shadow appeared near the well, this time not in rage, but in peace. Then she vanished forever. After that day, the villagers never dared to set foot near the ashram again. Even today, the elders of Danpur tell this story. No one knows whether Sapna's spirit truly left, or if she still lingers in the shadows, waiting for the next monster who dares to ruin an innocent girl's life. Because those who die suffering injustice never rest in peace. They return for vengeance.